how is it though that if you guys have white privilege, how is that everything that y'all done and are doing, we did it too? Name one thing that y'all done, and I'm not talking about y'all as individuals, I'm talking about any white person, period. Name one thing that white people have done or accomplished that blacks haven't.
United, we'll never be defeated. Together, 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 united, we'll never be defeated.
The privilege to me is deeper than that. It's deeper than names. It's deeper than, getting things, tangible things. It's the fear. It's the privilege of not having the fear.
That is,
you know what I mean? That's why I just have a hard time saying that there is no privilege, because there are no tangible. There's nothing you can hold.
Right.
There's
so
no
it is
exchange.
relative.
Right. See, it's one of those things where I think about this, and like I said, from all the stuff, and like I said, y'all don't even have no hat. Y'all don't even got a third of it. And when I look at this,
to explain.
man, I mean, it's just that because when I look at that, how is it though that if you guys have white privilege, how is that everything that y'all done and are doing, we did it too? Name one thing that y'all done, and I'm not talking about y'all as individuals, I'm talking about any white person, period. Name one thing that white people have done or accomplished that blacks haven't. From presidents to we're in the Senate, we're doctors, we're lawyers, we're all these things.
You can't deny that it's better now than I think it's ever been in this country.
Right, so that's what I'm getting.
But it's not perfect.
And I
think it's also about the process of getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been proven, and you can look at statistics, that it's easier, especially when you talk about the medical field, being a lawyer looking in schools. White people feel more welcome in certain occupations. And you can read interviews about this. I couldn't tell you a specific statistic right now off the top of my head.
Right, so, okay, go ahead. Keep going.
But reading interviews, you don't see white people doing an interview and saying, I wanted to do this. I wanted to have this job. But I felt put off by the people that wanted me, that I wanted to employ me, and I couldn't figure out why.
Right. So would it be a matter of, with the CS, I'm saying, I love this, because would it be a matter of them just not feeling you as a person? You know what I mean? It's like, man, do this interview, she seemed real unsure of herself, but because what I'm saying, I know what's being pushed among us is to be victims, because I just think that right now, the fact that it's amazing that it's the fact that if I had my sons in here right now, they would probably be looking at you guys like, Dad, what are they talking about? Because I didn't allow that to happen in my house. You know what I mean? I didn't allow that mentality of them possibly being victims or somebody not accepting them because of their skin color to be in our house. It's like, if you know where you are worth, then go for what you're worth, right? So, for example, okay, I got a full ride scholarship to go to college, and I went. I got a full. They were willing to pay all my college to do something that took less than 5 seconds. I did something called triple jump. It takes less than 5 seconds. Run, boom, boom, boom. And they willing to actually pay $30,000-$40,000 a year for me to do something that take less than 5 seconds. So, am I privileged? Because if you look at right now, y'all don't want to compare to blacks when it comes to sports. I mean, what if I was to say,
I can't jump.
No, huh?
I can't jump.
Well, here's the thing: when people say that, though, I say, you know that the world record in triple jump is held by a white guy, though, named Jonathan Edwards, jumped 60 feet. So, what I'm saying that for is that I would like it to where, like, when I do these talks, I want all the individuals to be able to have your own individual mind and be sure and positive that you are not just letting this stuff soak in because this is what everybody else is doing. Because when it all comes down to it, the black folks that come from the hood, when they say street credit, I can go right to the ghetto, to the hood. I can go right down there and talk to these folks, and they'll say, man, you give this stuff flat out real. And the reason why we are here is not because of no white folks, not because of no white privilege. We are here because of us. We're here because of this stuff that we're being told. Because we get told that if we try to step outside of our boundaries of being in the hood and the ghetto and all that, somebody like y'all is waiting on just to knock us right on back down. And is that true? Is y'all white privilege actually keeping me from actually doing what I did? 2 degrees in medicine, right? Did any of y'all white privilege keep me from doing that? Imagine if every last one of you guys in here right now that's white, if I told y'all you want to play basketball one day like white kids right now, aspiring to be in the NBA. Son, now you don't understand this. I know they call it the National Basketball Association, but have you took a look at how many folks in there? That is Negro Basketball Association. So don't try to do that, because the NBA is systemically racist because they only have a ton of black people in there. Now, are those black people in there, in football, in the NBA, are they there because of their skin color, or are they there because of their talent and their ability? And if they are there because of their talent and ability, why would we like to use that in the job world? I'm not going to say where it is, but I am a director right now in the medical field. And there's not one person that looked like me that worked under me. Not saying that when I got the position, the people that were under me were already there. So now, what system or what institutionalized racist system or anything kept me from getting where I am right now? And this is a rhetorical question I just want y'all to think about. And when I did get my first degree in physical therapy, when I went into the program, I was the first black person actually to go through the program. Now, some people want to make that, oh my God, see, ooh, celebrate. Oh, we got our first black person that went through the therapy program. And me, the type of person I am, as y'all can see, I ask questions. So I go to my professor and I'm like, how come there ain't a lot of black folks that, they're like, well, none applied. Hold on, time out. Now, what I'm told here in the hood is that, man, these white folks ain't trying to let these white folks, because the white man, bro, the minute you try to step out here, the white man, they always say man, never said woman, but the white man or the white folks.
For the white man, slave for the white man.
Yeah, they're working. And then even if we do get a job, well, who are we working for?
The white man.
See what I'm saying? And y'all probably never hear this, but
Going
this is
school,
what.
Still working for the white man.
White
I'm
man.
in high school, I say it.
White man. And now how fair is that to y'all for us to have this preconceived idea that you guys are who we're going to have to sit there and work for the rest of our lives? And on top of that, nothing's changed because slavery's still the same because we still ran by the white man. You know what I'm saying? These are stuff I like for folks to really, really think about. And as I got going around and doing these different talks and going to different jobs and finding things out, I was finding out the same exact thing was going on. Well, Ty, that's because no black people applied here. To the extent that they actually had to write into law. And I learned is that if a job does not have no black people there, what they have to do, they get, like, I forget who is this regulation that comes in. They regulate them, and these regulators will come in and ask that job, y'all don't have no black people to work here. They're like, no, we don't. Let me see your applications. You got to show proof that some black people applied to it. And if no black people did not apply to it, you got to show proof that you sent stuff out to the NAACP, to black communities to actually try to recruit black folks to come to work there. So is it possible that you and I don't know if you've been told this, but I definitely know that I have. Is it possible that because we believe what we were told at young ages, and it was on all the time, the white man, that it just kind of set us up to where, why even try, man? Like, why try? Because there ain't no black people that work there.
Well, for me personally, I can't speak to that because the way you raise your son is the way my mom raised me.
That's awesome.
There's no.
That is awesome. Mom, if you're watching this, shout out to you.
Oh,
girl.
she will. Yes, she will.
Yes.
You know she will. Yes. There was no. You have your seat at the table. There was no. You know what I mean? I was raised to believe that my seat is already there. It's there for me to take it, and if they don't listen to you, make them listen. So I can't really get with the whole, of course you joke, working for the white man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's just a thing. But I just, like you said, I'm pretty sure sons feel the same way. It's just not in me to go into somewhere. And yes, I have to be aware that these things may be a problem when I show up and they see Kaylin Richards, so a basic name, that's like Kaylin Richards. But when I show up, and I've seen this before, it's happened. It doesn't deter me, because I have such a strong foundation because of the way my mom raised me. Mm-hmm. But I have seen that they're not expecting this 5'10" black girl with big big hair to walk in there, right? With all this personality and being loud but professional and bubbly and lovely and personable. They're not expecting that. So I don't know. I guess that's just my piece on it. I kind of see both sides because yes, I have experienced where sometimes things don't work out in my favor, and I'm like, that went great. I'm just taken back, like, that went great on my end. I did everything I was supposed to do. I meet all the requirements. We had a great interview. But, what am I lacking right now? But then I also have to come back to this, like, the way I was raised. Maybe I just wasn't their fit for the job. Maybe I just wasn't. Maybe I just wasn't.
Now, would it be fair to blame it on racism every single time? I know I didn't get the job because I'm black.
No.
But I'm just saying, where I come from, we are being told that, you about to get that
right,
job.
and I know people that are being told that. I get that narrative. Well, I don't really get that narrative. But, like, I know people are being told that. But, no, in my opinion, I don't think that it is 100% just flat out fair to say, no, you didn't get this job because you're black. Maybe your parents were sagging. Maybe. And I can say, I don't want to say I can say this because I am black. But I can say this because I am black.
Gotcha.
Maybe your pants were sagging. Maybe you smelled like weed. Maybe you just weren't bubbly and happy. Maybe you just weren't having a good conversation with them. Like, you just gotta think about all of it. And it really, until you're in that place, I don't know. It's just it's hard to really have an opinion on something like that. You know?
And see, what I love about it though is like what we're doing right now, whether we are in agreement or disagreement. One of the things I definitely want y'all to definitely take into account as well is that because we may or may not agree with each other, it does not mean that we should dislike each other. Somebody might think that fried chicken is the best. Somebody might think that grilled chicken is the best. Now, you can sit there and tell me everything about why grilled chicken is the best. I can sit there and tell you why. Oh, well, my God, I just had to use chicken.
You had to flip it. You had to.
Had to use chicken then. Okay, how about turkey, everybody? Turkey. No, but let's just say when it just comes down to food. The other day I used Jimmy John's and Subway. We can sit there and go all day long that Jimmy John's is better, that Subway is better, right? And when it all comes down to it, just because you think that Subway is better or you think that Jimmy John's is better, that does not mean that I do not like you, and you. It does not mean that I think you stupid. It does not mean I think you dumb. It just means when it comes to this, when it comes to sandwiches, you think that Jimmy John's is the best and this person think that Subway is the best. But that does not mean that I'm going to dislike you because of that. When it comes to like even what we're doing right now, because what we're doing right now, I'm telling you, you had to know, if y'all knew, high schoolers, if y'all only knew behind the scenes, when you talk to officials, politicians, the real narrative behind what they're trying to do. It may feel good and virtuous that you actually trying to acknowledge something that they want you to acknowledge, but then they're not going and asking the real people like me that actually grew up in the ghetto in the hood. You think we want to defund the police? You think, man, dude, one of my friends that stayed next door to me, played every day with him. Sorry, played every day next to me because I tell this everywhere I go a lot of times. We're playing. His sister down about a block down the street screaming crazy. We take off down there because we like his dad is beating on his mom again. Because a lot of times this dad beat up his mom, we would kind of intervene and kind of jump his dad, you know. But she kept going back to him when they had a kid. As a kid, I didn't understand all that, why the women keep going back to dudes that beat them. But anyway, we go down there. She's screaming. The mother come out, blood just all down her. So we grabbed her and we wait for him to come out. Come on out the house so we can jump you and beat you up. We picking up bricks and everything, rocks and bats, whatever we had. And they like yelling, call the police. So we call the police, domestic, this man. And they're like, oh, is it Charlie again? We like, yeah, but she got blood all over her, whatever. Still took a half an hour to get there. And when they got there, all we know is that paramedics went in there and they were pulling that man out on the stretcher. They didn't even have him strapped in because some of the hoods, like where I stayed at, a lot of times if something happened there, the ambulance would say stuff like, can y'all bring that person to the gate? Because they don't want to come in. Because there's been a time where they came in there and fools robbed the dang on ambulance and they took stuff that might be on there, whether it was like morphine and things of the sort. They knew what was on the ambulance truck, so they would just take stuff. So the ambulance just sit there and say, can y'all bring that person to the gate? So anyway, they got in there, put that man up. This dude's neck was just completely gashed open. He was gone. Completely dead, gone. So in our world, a lot of us that come from this, we sitting here like I'm telling you, in the ghetto, I would love it, and I hope we be able to do this again so I can bring. I'm gonna see if I can get with some of them. I want to bring some of the ones that I grew up with in the hood who are still thugging today, and even their kids, their sons are my son's age, same lifestyle as their current parents right now. If you was to sit there and tell them about y'all having some white privilege or anything like that, or that police is the biggest threat to black folks, they would sit there and like, y'all must stay like up in Beverly Hills or somewhere like that. Do y'all even know what's going on in the real world? They like, I'm just being real. Y'all, YouTube, I know y'all might say something again. They be like, no, niggas is killing niggas. The thing that's killing black folks the most, the cancer, like I mentioned earlier, the cancer that's killing black folks the most is not your swollen ankle. So why are we addressing the swollen ankle and we're not talking about the cancer?
I think it definitely sells more. It's news. It's news every time. Like it's what you said earlier about, why do you see George Floyd and not the white guy in Florida? Like you can't deny that it's it's the hot topic. Like, it's people like talking about
It's
it.
also easier to tackle. I mean, police reform.
Yes, I think it's a very complex issue, and I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that the media is scared to push something they don't understand yet. That's one part of it. Second part.
Oh, what they're doing? I'm sorry. What they're doing right now? They definitely understand why they're doing it, though. The narrative. Go ahead, though.
Well, I think the second part of it is the media is afraid. The liberal media that is pushing this concept that white cops are bad is afraid to seem racist in itself. And by pointing out that a lot of the deaths that are happening is black on black crime, that's going to make them seem racist. And I think people also don't know.
Nobody wants to be racist.
And I also think people don't know the way to solve the problem. And I think people are afraid of things they don't know. The media doesn't know what type of rehabilitation that we can put into communities that are struggling with violence. And so that agenda isn't pushed because it's easier to just push that cops are killing black people.
How do you vote for a culture change? You know?
Exactly.
You can vote to change what police are allowed to do and what you can't do, but like, how do you vote or rally to get people to change their whole life, change your whole life?
Before you click on anything, pay attention to this. If you want to get to the next type of video that I've done like this, like these Just Saying videos, click right there. There's a whole lot of Just Saying videos right here, okay? But if you want to see other things I do on my channel as well, comedy related, then you're going to click right there, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, all right? Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.